Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm just going to let all you lovely folks come in. So, what we're doing today, we are looking at why video inside email changes everything. We're going to be writing a 60-second video script using AI. I'm going to be honest, video script's kind of gilding the lily a bit. It's not really a script. This is really a point at which it's kind of up to you. Really, you don't want your, I suppose it depends on what you're doing the emails for, but if you're just doing prospecting kind of cold outreach type emails and then putting the video link into your into your UBS account and sending it from there, you don't want it to look too professional in some senses. You want it to feel real. I'll show you a couple of things that how I use video in emails, because I use it, because I'm a video strategist. I will do things like I'll look at people's YouTube channels, for example, and then go and have a look around. So I do sort of screen shares and stuff like that, and record it, and it's really easy to do that. And again, like in terms of scripting, if you're doing something which we can, I'll run you through the workflow that I am going to use, because I'm going to do some outreach to people on LinkedIn, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to go about that. I won't actually do it because, um, I want to. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to tone and things like that. But I'll show you how I do it, and hopefully it'll um, uh, give you some insights into the kind of data that I've got behind the scenes, which allow me to write scripts and come up with stuff where it doesn't sound like AI, even though I'm using AI. Does that make sense? Bimby, schoolboy question. Nothing wrong with schoolboy questions or school pupil questions. Is this a video embedded in the email or as an attachment to a text email? Basically, what it is you will send a link, and then you do a screenshot of part of the video, and you embed that in the. So you literally just do a screenshot and then plop it into your email, just like you're composing a normal email. And then you just make sure that the link, that screenshot of you in the email, that has the link to the video file. Okay, on something like Loom or Google Vids. It sounds complicated. It isn't. I'll show you how to do it in a minute. But yes, and then we're going to look at the two ways. So we'll look at the scripting side of things, because I think that's I find that interesting. I hope you will find it interesting, because we're going to start within that. We'll kind of, I will show you how to make the stuff that, if you're creating stuff using AI, and I don't mean video, I mean written material. Let me know in the chat as well how many people are using AI for things like scripts or copy on your website or landing page designs. Just let me know where you are at in terms of how advanced are you in terms of using AI. Okay. I'm assuming, don't take this the wrong way, that you don't know much. And I don't mean that in a horrible way, just so that everyone gets something out of this. Bimby's yes, early, still tweaking and adapting. Perfect. Peter says uses AI as guidance, but always finish personally. Ah, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. You always must, as a jumping off point, not as a, you do not cut and paste AI, because there'll always be tells in the content in terms of the way that you write it. Even, I mean, I use it right through my business now in terms of, you know, composing emails, probably less so. Certainly doing things like LinkedIn posts and stuff like that. But I always go through, and I'll show you all the different bits of data that I bring into to the AI to make it sound like me. Anyway, in terms of today, we're going to look at two workflows, Loom and Google Vids, like I said. And then Yeah, so that's what we're doing, basically. I was like, hang on, are we doing something well? No, we're not, because we've only got an hour. Right, so why should we do have video and emails? Like I said, me personally, it's about a 30% uplift. However, industry wide, you can get click-through rates up to 300% higher. Okay. Even just saying the word video in your subject line boosts open rates by 19%. Okay. 68% of marketers report highest click-through rates from videos under 90 seconds. That's the thing. If you don't know the person you are sending the email to, if it's a outreach type email, then respect their time. Do it a 30 seconder or a 60 seconder. But there is the advantage of doing something on video rather than in text is that they can see you and they can hear you and they get a sense, they get a sense of who you are. Peter's just saying videos actually concern me because it's much quicker to read than listen to a message. I'm not sure about that. The thing is though, is what is that, text emails are a lot easier to delete. Text emails are also you're competing against all the other copy type stuff in their inbox. Um, and if you're trying to, it depends what you're trying to do, I suppose, Peter, in your emails. So for me, if I'm pitching to someone, I'm trying to explain potentially quite a complicated idea. That is so much easier to do in a 30-second video. And also, it's so much easier to make those people want to know more in a video than it is getting, like a 30-second video, me talking for 30 seconds will be a very long email. People just wouldn't read it. And I think from my experience, video in emails, I wouldn't use it all the time at all. I would pick when and where I use it, but where it is, the way I use it is where it is important that you want to start building a connection and a relationship with whoever it is that you're emailing, starting to build that sense of trust. If that is important, then I would always go video rather than text emails because people can see you, they can hear you, they can get a sense of who you are a lot quicker. And that as soon as they start seeing you in video, they will start to build that trust with you, the know, like, and trust that is required for people to transact with people online virtually. Bimbies is saying, does a higher click-through rate automatically lead to an increased call to action if it is a video, or is it more for the know, like, and trust? It's actually both. I mean, it depends. If you've just cold emailed someone, doing a click through, you might get a higher click through, but you'll certainly get more people opening that email, and you'll definitely get a response, or you're much more likely to get a response, is my feeling. Even if that response is thank you so much, but no, you just won't get ghosted as much. Depending on, it's very difficult because obviously email, it could be about anything. I'm talking about cold outreach emails. You will get a yes or no really a lot more often. You'll get some kind of reply, and then obviously that's good because you can then start a conversation. If that's what you want to do, then video's the way to do it. So 68% of marketers report highest CTRs from videos under 90 seconds. Again, just respect people's time. The less they know you, then you need to make sure, this is for video creation generally as well. The higher they are in the funnel, i.e., the less people know you, the less time, the shorter those videos need to be, because you need to be demonstrating that you can give them value really, really quickly. Lots of people are terrified about opening links. That's why when you do it, you make sure that's the text element of that email. So it's not just a link. You'll do 2 or 3 sentences that will tee up the link. And again, it's almost like a mini version of what you do on YouTube, i.e., the job of those three lines on that email is to earn the click, is to get that person to click that link. And again, and tee up the value in the video that you've made. Okay. So, it could be, dear so and so, I've just done a quick, I know I've just done a quick initial look at your YouTube channel, and I found one or two things that you could improve straight away. Click this link for a 5 minute video or 2 minute video on some quick wins that you could be making use of right now. That will get them to click the link, and then they'll see the video, and then you can start having a conversation after that. Do you see what I mean? So it depends on it really depends on what you're doing with the videos in terms of what emails you're making, you're using. I mean, really, it's also a thing of I'm not a massive fan of automated videos. Some people do videos where it looks like they've made it for you, but they haven't. I think that kind of undercuts the trust thing. But quite honestly, if you're jumping on camera for 20 seconds just talking about something, and that's you're almost as long as it takes to actually type an email out, I think. Um, so anyway, 53% of people trust a brand more when email includes video consistently. One 60-second video does more for trust than three well-written emails. That's the thing. It's starting off your relationship, your connection with those people, with the recipient of the email straight away. So we're going to write the script, and we're going to use AI to help us. We're going to then record it, and I'll record it on this camera. And then I'm going to pop it into Loom, or actually I might show you it actually in Google Vids, because that is really really easy to use. So writing the script, you need to be thinking about what you want the outcome of the video slash email to be. Okay, so get super like intentional about what it is you're approaching them with. What's the reason for you emailing them? Right. So in for the sake of this, I am going to write to someone, and I am going to get them to tee up a meeting with me, about, let's say, some kind of video strategy meeting. Okay. And I'm going to be approaching an accountant. So my first thing is, right, I really need to understand what their problems are, how it can be solved by a really good piece of video strategy. So in this instance, probably what I would do is I would check out someone's YouTube channel, for example, and then jump on camera and just go through and give them a top line, three things that they can change straight away on their YouTube channel, and then say something like, if this has been useful, which I really hope it has been, I'd love to jump on a call with you when you've got some time. Let me know when works for you, sort of thing. Okay. You, as it says there, 60 seconds in terms of speech is roughly 130 to 150 words. Okay. And ideally you want to be doing this in one take. You don't want to edit stuff, because again, like I said before, you don't want it to look too produced. You want it to feel quite organic. Um, you know, Now in terms of the third thing there, scripting wise, I always script my YouTube videos, and I use a prompter to for that. But when you're yes, I would put your face on the video, if because it's the whole thing about human connection, because it proves you are who you say you are. And I think as we go forward in the developments of AI and avatars and all that, it's all very exciting. But I think the biggest issue we've got right now is trust. And I think what you'll find is increasingly it will take more and more and more non, connection based stuff to try and persuade someone anonymously, if you're not on camera, it's going to take more persuasion for that to get them to do something, because people just think you're a scammer straight away if you're not on camera. So now I understand that being on camera is quite can be, there's a lot of reasons why people don't feel 100%, relaxed on camera and all of that stuff. However, and there is a lot of work to be done, genuinely, to get yourself into a place where you're happy to be on camera. Now, obviously, there are lots of things where there are lots of business models, like, affiliate marketing, all that kind of stuff, where you don't necessarily need to be on camera. But if you are a business person and you are a service business or a coach, or whatever you are, I'm talking about that sort of thing. Someone with a business, who, I would argue you really need to do work on getting yourself okay to be on camera. Yeah, AI keeps telling me that you need to be on camera to gain that know, like, and trust. I would completely agree with that. And I just think the way that the market is moving, the audience, people are much, much more skeptical than they were 5 years ago, and that's going to increase, because you can't tell, and we're now at a point where with AI generated video, even your eyes can deceive you. So people are trusting less and less and less. Okay, so as that's happening, and all the tech giants are getting all very excited, and there's lots of people jumping up and down going, I can make £1 million a minute doing this stuff. But ultimately, if you've got a real actual business and you don't want your business to be a flash in the pan, here 1 minute, gone the next, then you I mean, I hate to break it to you, but you've got to do the hard yards, and a part of that is about actually creating relationships with people that you're firstly your audience, and secondly then bringing them from your audience and transforming them into customers of yours. And then part of that, then that leads on to the whole thing of creating a community around what you do. Because frankly, connection and humanity is our only moat against AI. Because if AI can do what you do, what AI can't do is, it doesn't have lived experience, right? So that's the only moat between your job being taken over and you having a business here in 3 or 4 years' time. That's what I would say. So you need to be maximizing the potential that you have to connect and interact, even on things like this. And you can see that I'm here and it's a live thing. You know, I think there's going to need to be more of that, not less of it. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not dissing AI. I'm just saying let's just be completely aware of there's going to be hundreds of thousands, millions of people jumping on stuff trying to make a quick buck. Good luck if that's who you are. I would advise you will burn yourself out. It's almost like trying to come up with a number one hit single, doing that kind of thing, because you're constantly trying to jump on something that's a moving target, and you may get lucky for a bit and then fall off that particular gravy train. And then what do you do? Or you can just build an organic business that works because you're helping people and you're doing something real in a sense. Do you understand what I mean? But anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked by that. But I I I cannot kind of get across enough how I think it's all about connection now. Um, you know, I was working the other day on The Piano, which is a Channel 4 show, which we're just doing a new series of, and I was chatting to one of the mentors on that, and who's a musician, he's a very successful musician, and we were talking about the renaissance there's been over the last 3 to 4 years in in touring, and we were talking about it, saying, well, I think it's all because with the virtual and AI and all of the rest of it, humans are craving connection now because it's too easy to fake stuff. What actually people are looking for now is a sense of real community. not fake Facebook nonsense where you pretend that you're friends with people that you've never even met and all that nonsense. Do you see what I mean? So it sounds like I am ranting a bit, but just really think about in your business who and how you're connecting with people in the real world, you know, I think there's a big space for hybrid stuff. So do stuff virtually, but also do base it in the real world. Even if it's just like sending someone a mug or a thing physically. Thanks for being my client. I really appreciate it. Send them something because that anchors it into the real world. And I think, that then becomes much more of an experience. Anyway, we're here talking about emails and making video emails. So with all of that said, um, let's have a quick look. I'm just going to go into Claude. Any of you use Claude? What AI do you use if you use any? Um, uh, Gemini, excellent. Okay, right now in Gemini you can use things called gems, Claude, ChatGPT. Right, the thing to do, right, in whatever AI thing you use, you need to set things up. So obviously in GPT you can create things called GPTs. In Gemini, you can I don't know what DeepSeek the DeepSeek version of it is, but basically you need to create in Claude it's called projects. So this is my business brain. GPTs and ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, it's called Gems, right? So what it is, here we are. Here's my business brain. I've uploaded all of actually, why don't I show you if I edit it? Edit details. Oh no, not that way. Um, Basically, I've uploaded loads of documents, context into this one place, which is a project, and I've called it my business brain. Okay. So it knows everything about me, my goals, my tone of voice, my financial aspirations, everything, my story, where I've been, where I'm going to, all of this stuff. Okay. So I'm going to ask it, I want to create a quick video and a quick cold outreach and send it to uh, an accountant. I want the outcome always without AI. Tell it what you want the outcome to be. I want the outcome. See why now you see why I like doing video emails because I am absolutely shocking at typing. Okay. Um, yes, it does. Will if you put it in something like a project in Claude or a GPT in ChatGPT or a gem in Gemini, it's there. You upload all of this good stuff, and it stays within. There are limits to how much you can upload, right? So I know in Gemini you can have a maximum of 10 documents up there in its brain. Okay, GPT depends on what. And also this will limit. There are limits depending on the if you're on the free version or if you're on the paid for version. But the idea is you need to give it all the as much context as possible to make it be as effective as possible and actually create things that sound like they're coming from you. So I want the outcome to be that the accountant schedules a meeting with me. Um, the video should set out why using uh, why using video for an accountancy. So, so sorry about you watching me put out badly. An accountancy practice is um, a really wise investment. Find well-sourced stats for me from reputable sources. You need to tell it to do that, otherwise it will make stuff up. This is the thing with AI is you're gonna get it'll because of the way they're built, because they're a large language model, they inbuilt in the way that they're developed is they will always hallucinate. Okay, they'll always talk, they'll always give you nonsense. So you have to specifically say, tell me where you're getting stuff from. Uh, and give me the URL, and then you need to go and actually check that that URL works. And it says you need to cross-check everything that it's telling you. Okay, reputable sources to back this contention up. Um, I'm going to outcome to be scheduled meeting with the right. Also, dispel the myth that uh, accountancy is boring and video won't work for them. Um, Add details from my bio document as to why I am a good partner for them when it comes to video marketing. Right. Notice I say from my bio document. What I've done and what I suggest every one of you does, if you haven't already, is when you're using AI, as I say, it's all about the context. The more information you give it, the better it will perform in terms of it'll give you stuff that's much more useful, right? Let's pop that up and see what it says. Um, Now you can see it's in my business brain, so it's making use of all the documents I've uploaded. So in that you can see GM speaking style, bio positioning. That's a document that I uploaded to it. So it's cross-referencing that. Okay. Then you can see it's going and looking at all the ROI statistics. Okay, and it tells you. So you can see. This is what I love about Claude, is it shows you what it's doing. Right, and I've told it in my setup in my business brain that I always want it to ask me questions if it doesn't know the answers. So rather than it just making stuff up, I say if there's any gap in your knowledge, ask me questions. Uh, so I so let's say question one, I want head count of 30 plus with a marketing function, maybe 2 to 3 people. Now you'll see here, right? I'm being super specific about this. This is quite a marketing-y thing. You need to be really specific about who it is you're helping. So I know that for my particular thing, a one person band accountant is not going to want to spend 3.5 grand a month on a retainer with me. However, a company of 30 to 50, accountants, they're of the size and someone with a marketing function within that business. What they'll have is they'll have a marketing generalist in there rather than someone who's specifically about video. So that allows me to be really, really specific about exactly who I want to help. Okay. What's the one sentence hook? Accountancy. Uh, I think, I mean, to be honest, again, I don't think any of them are particularly good. I would, at this point, go actually. I want to work on the hooks, but for the sake of now, I'm just going to say I'm going to go for that version of it. Do I want to? So also, what I've done is I've uploaded and I have a live document where I have case studies, client success stories. I also have a story bank document where I've just got stories about my stuff that I do in TV, my things that I've learned in my 20 odd years in business. because then that allows the AI to say, oh, actually, look, there you could be talking about the Pabulum case study or the Biotronic case study. Let's talk about the Pabulum case study. But this is for me to get all of those documents uploaded into this. This has been a process probably of about 6 months. But I would definitely start with things like your tone of voice. So give it examples of how you talk. Okay. Even if you've done a webinar, just get a transcript of the webinar and give it that and say, this is how I talk. So, for example, when I'm doing videos now and I'm scripting videos, the AI knows how I talk. So, you know, how I structure sentences, all of that kind of thing. So I'm now getting scripts out of it that I find really easy to read out loud because it's effectively taken all of my inputs of me talking, and then we decide what we're going to talk about and we structure the video in a certain way and all the rest of it. But then fundamentally the format, the how it comes out in terms of what it sounds like as in written on the page, it sounds very conversational, which is fantastic because it then means that you're not tripping up. It's not too wordy. I see there are also a free option to use projects. No, I'm not. I'm using a paid for version of Claude. So what probably happen is you'll either have less, you can upload fewer documents to it, and also the amount of the amount of queries that you can run through the AI will be limited. But it's definitely worth trying out the free version of all of these things. What's the call to action? I think no obligation, 15-minute. Let's say you strategy call, video call. Um, no sell, no selling, just talking about their potential next steps with video and what the potential upsides could be. Let me know in the chat if this is all kind of landing with you. I know I'm being it's all about the stuff that I do, but just take this and then make it, use it for whatever it is that you do, this process. Good, Bimby. I'm really happy that it is. So camera style, yeah, camera. So five, let's make it a 60-second one. And then let's do six will be talking head. Format the output in chat because I'm telling it what it otherwise what it could do is good. Roger, brilliant, fantastic. I'm really happy. You need to tell it how you want it formatted because a lot of the time what it will do is it will go, oh, particularly if you ever say the word document, it'll go, oh, you mean a Word document, and it will go off, and then it'll take ages and make it into a really pretty looking Word document. And sometimes you don't need that. All you want actually is something in chat that you can cut and paste and put in a text document yourself. So just be careful just basically tell it how you want to output. Format the output in chat. I want bullet points I can talk around in an in a conversational way. Um, okay, so there we go. So I'm just going to do that, full of typos as you'll see. But the good thing is with AI, oh, brilliant. Thank you, Claude. Of course. What I'm going to do as well is I'll show you some of the documents that I've uploaded. I'm going to do that right now. Let me go and find. Um, anyway, hopefully, even though Claude's not playing ball, which is typical because it knows that I'm online, needing it to work. Let me just go and find some documents for you, and I will. Um, give you an insight into the kind of stuff that right, there we are. So sharing that so you can see I've got a little thing on my Google Drive, AI context docs. Okay. So these are some of my context documents. So when I'm at wherever I'm doing anything really, I normally will create a document or upload and update an existing one. Okay, so this is a really so my niched avatars one is a Word document. It's pages and pages long. It's really detailed. If you haven't done that already, I would start with that. Okay, knowing who you're talking to and get the AI to help you with that. Then you've got client success stories there. You can see testimonials bank. You've got the speaking style and positioning. So that is how I talk, my turn of phrase, what I believe, what I'm for, what I'm against. I'll show you an example of what's in that right now, just so you can get a sense of how deep you need to go in terms of detail to make it sound, to make the AI sound like you. Um, right. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Oh no, it's good. Claude is working, folks. Right. So let me just share this document so that you get a sense of. And again, you can see, this has taken me a long time to create. Um, i.e., it's been interviews, bits of information from various different sources, all of this thing. Okay. So, and then I collated all of this stuff. And in AI, I said, I want to make one big document that makes sense that I can then use as a reference document for other AIs. Okay. So, who I am, professional background, you know, about me, what I've done, YouTube work, blah, 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 family heritage, entrepreneurial spirit, industrial shift, blah, 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 all of this stuff. I started this probably about a year ago, maybe even longer actually. But so it's 47 pages long. It's very detailed. In there are stuff about my life, what inspires me, all of that good stuff. Okay. Trust and marketing philosophy. Trust is the only currency. Okay. What I believe in, all of that stuff. This is really vital. And again, this is what I'm saying. This is the moat between us and AI in the sense of, your experience, your lived experience is something that AI can never replicate because it isn't living. It's not been where you've been. It's not gone through what you've gone through. Okay. So, take time and create things, create documents in depth like this, and then use that as reference for the AI whenever you're writing and creating stuff. The other one, which is really worth doing, and you know, a kind of like a starter for 10, if you've not done this before, in terms of documents, is your story bank. Like I say, I would start with niche. I'd start with your avatars, so you knowing who you're talking to, how you're helping them, why you're helping them. Okay, your stories, so stories from your life that are relevant to what you do now, obviously, and then I would do a document like that as well. But as you can see, I've got all of this stuff which I've handily put into a little place called AI context documents because I use them all the time whenever I'm doing anything with AI, frankly. And this stuff is what I've uploaded into my gem in Gemini and my Claude project. Okay. Right. We go back to Claude, video marketing, boom. Okie dokes. Right. So beats, this is lovely. Look at this. Goal, accountant books a 15-minute call. Format, 6 beats, talking head, 60 seconds. The hook. This is great because it knows, you know, it's all about, it knows the structure of a really effective video, which is fantastic. I've not told it to do a hook. It's just done it because it knows because I've told it what I want the outcome to be. Most accountants tell me the same thing. Video really isn't for us. We're not exactly exciting, are we? And I understand that. But here's the thing, accountancy is not boring. Your clients just haven't seen the right version of you yet. All of this, right. It's the real problem. Your firm's got expertise, but right now it's all in your head in meetings and emails, and no way actually your dream clients can find it. Um, and then there's a proof it works, why I'm worth talking to, and I'd just like 15 minutes to talk through what video could realistically look like for a firm of your side, the potential upsides, and why it doesn't necessarily have to cost the earth. If this is useful, fantastic, but if not, no harm done. The link to get in touch is down below. Okay. Um, I think that's good enough for what we're doing. I would definitely tweak that, right? I'm just saying it's not, it's there are bits that I can see that it's just not quite there. Um, but in the interests of showing you how to turn this into something that you can make a video of and put into an email, let's go now into this section over here. Google Chrome. That's the one there. Okay, go. So, um, right. This is Loom, loom.com. Okay. Uh, so this does a free one and you have 25 videos. Okay. And then basically, I'm not going to do it in Loom, but basically you go into new video, record a video, and then a little thing pops up here, a little window pops up, and it allows you to record straight away in that. And then basically you get a little link, and that link is what you put into your email. Okay, so I'm going to go into Google Vids. Okay, so which is if you've got have you guys got uh have you guys got Workspace, Google Workspace? Because if you have, it's free in that. I used to use Loom all the time, but obviously it costs you money. Um, let's have a look how much it's costing at the moment. It is a fantastic piece of software, Loom, if you don't have it for free. Um, look, see, I mean, it's quite a lot of money. Loom is. Whereas if you've got Google AI and storage, um, I don't think it is. I think it's Workspace. Um, I tell you what you could do is just ask ask Gemini what's Google One. I think is just the storage and the AI, not the apps. Um, but anyway, so you can see here, all I need to do once I'm in my little vids thing. I mean, actually, Aaron, if you compare, so I'm paying for my Google Workspace, I'm paying, I think about £18 a month, which is probably about $25 a month. And you get obviously you get all the Workspace apps in it. Now, you saw how much they're charging for, Loom. I mean, Loom is slightly more richer featured, let's say. It's got more stuff in it. But it's $480 as opposed to obviously for the year. I'm rubbish at maths, but I mean it's given you get this app plus all the other Google apps as well for 18 quid, 25 roughly dollars a month for Google. I think it's a compelling offer. Right now, let's see if this works. What I'm going to do before I mess around and potentially ruin the setup I've got here. This here is one of what I was talking about earlier with my when I do like video reviews and stuff like that. So all it's super simple to do. And then what you do is you go, so I've made this, I've talked about it for 9 minutes, and given some feedback on Gosha's video, and then all I do is I say anyone with a link, you copy the link, and that link is what goes into the email. And then what I then do in the actual email itself, I want them to know that there's a video. So what I do for me, it's I can then do a screenshot of this, and then I put that into the email itself. Does that make sense? I hope I'm not losing you. It's relatively straightforward to do that. But I've not had to edit this. It's done this itself. And what I'll do is I'll go back, and once we go through the process, so in start a new video, you go plus. Yes, I want it to be landscape. Now, obviously, look, you've got the AI video creator VO3 here. You've got the AI avatar thing for Google, converting slides, all of this good stuff. I just want to record myself. Okay, so I press that, and then this is where it could get a bit gnarly. Oh no, maybe not. This is a bit weird, isn't it? Hopefully this will work. But you can see here, just me on camera and screen. Which bit do I want to show? I want to show that one. I'm also going to show the thing audio. So I'm going to share that, and then it's goes a bit odd. I'm going to put that there. I don't know. Picture in picture. Allow this time. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record something now, and let's see what let's see what happens. Right. Imagine this is someone's website that actually, guys, this is a resource for you. So if you note down this pages.mpv, I'll put this in the chat in a second, but this is a resource for you. It's all the stuff that I use, okay? All of my different AI things that I use, and also editing stuff, blah, blah, blah. But AI video tools, I should have said, for service-based businesses. This is the stuff that I use. Right. So I'm going to press record, but imagine this is an accountant's website. And then what I'm going to do is, where have I put the, let me go, sorry, let me just go and find Claude. I'm going to very roughly waffle on through this, probably quite badly, but it'll give, at least we'll record it. You can see, I hope you can see, you might not be able to see the little window there. Right, so uh, hello, Jeff. Just be looking at your fantastic website. I know that a lot of accountants think that video, you have to be exciting. You have to have an exciting business to be on video. But I really think it's about nowadays, it's really about um, building trust in your expertise and demonstrating your expertise. And actually, you may think that you have got a boring business, but I'm here to say that actually you've got some incredible stories within your business. It's just about how you go about unearthing those stories. You're really a leader in your niche. Absolutely. You've got loads of hard won, genuinely useful expertise. But I've noticed that on your YouTube channel and your social channels, you're not really making the most use of video. And what I'd love you to do is to jump on a quick, no obligation 15-minute strategy call with me where we can go through some low hanging video fruit, if you like. And we can go through and show you some really very easy, quick wins that you could implement within a couple of hours. I'd love the opportunity to start to open up the possibilities and talk about where you could take video if you wanted to within your business. I think you've got some incredible offers. You've got some great testimonials on your website that I saw, and we can take all of that and make it into some super compelling video content. I'd love to have the chance to have a chat with you. Get in touch. The link's below to book some time in my calendar. Have a fantastic day. Look forward to speaking to you soon. Okay, brilliant. Um, there you go. 1 minute. That was a bit long than I should have done. Um, right. So then what happens is, let's take that away. So I stop that. I go to there you go. So that's what I'm checking that you can all see me. Jeff will be freaked out by that. Exactly, Jeff. I have stalked Jeff. Um, right. So what I then do is I press the insert button there, and it goes away, and basically it takes the output from the camera there, and it obviously if I was looking at his website and pointing things out, um, and you can see that all uploading there. So it's 100% now. Now you have a limit again for what we're doing. We're not going to be making sort of 30-minute videos, okay? But you have a time limit here of 30 minutes. On Loom, the free version, I think you have a 5 or 10 minute limit on your free videos. Okay, but but to be fair, for what we're doing, frankly, if you're waffling on for more than even 5 minutes, if I'm doing a an in-depth dive, you know, on someone's YouTube channel or something, I don't want to do it more than 5 minutes really, because any more than that, really, it should be on a Zoom call, I would say, so you can take people in depth because 5 minutes of watching a video is quite a long time. Anyway, it's thinking about it. And then basically here you've got the option to trim the video. Okay, so you've got some really sort of basic editing tools. Um, but let's assume we're happy with that. I mean, to be honest, like I said, you don't want it to look too. I say you don't want it to look too professional. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be. It needs to be real and like a conversation. There we go. It's all thinking about it. Obviously, I'm just going to call it test for this, and then all I then do, like I said before, at the moment it's private to me. I then change it to anyone with a link like that, and then I go copy link. And then what I do is I go into my U. This is my version, but it's effectively UBS. Um, it's the same platform. And again, all I need to do then is, hello, who was it? Jeff, it was, wasn't it? I'm not going to send this because this would actually send to Nikki Redhead, and I don't want to send it to her. But anyway, um, and again, this is something that I would do when I'm doing it properly. I would do it. I would run this through probably chat AI just to make sure that it's as kind of hooky, benefit driven, etc. as possible. Um, I saw your fantastic site today. Um, would I have taken the liberty of giving you one top tip you can use right now. This is what I know. I didn't actually do that in the video, but this is the thing, right? When you're doing videos, particularly if it's cold outreach stuff, always try and put some kind of value in there for them. So it's a give before you get situation. So for me, I mean, it's kind of easier, I suppose, in one sense, because I can then say, I looked at your YouTube channel or I looked at your website, and actually on that page, I reckon you could do a great little video about whatever, da da da. And just to give you a couple of ideas, maybe you could talk about this or that or the other, and then you can then use that video as well as being on your website. You could use it on your LinkedIn profile. Do you see what I mean? Just to say, look, I know what I'm talking about. I'm an expert in what I talk about. And B, here's something for nothing. Almost, I appreciate your time, so I'm giving you something of value, so you don't feel like I'm taking the mick. Um, and then what you do is uh, there's that link. Okay, so they can see again, they can see that it's a not spammy link. You could, I suppose, if you wanted to do a bit.ly link or something, but that makes it, I think, look slightly dodgy. Um, what you could then, that is where you'd then let me just get an image from somewhere. Screenshot. This is random. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but there is a so um yeah, you just click and drag the where is it? I've got to be careful because I don't want to actually send that to them. I need to. Oh, there we are. Add image. Um, so then what I do, actually, what you'd need to do is upload. That's right. You'd upload it into your media section, which is settings, I think. Oh no, it's not. Just seen it. Blah, blah, media storage. You go to there, and then I c- I can put one of these in. All right, and then go back to what I was doing, conversations. Um, where's it gone? Okay, it's all disappeared. Right. So pretend you can see the all my stuff hasn't disappeared. Add image URL. That's the URL of that. Alt text alert. Save. Oh no, it's not pig, is it? But there you go. Right. So basically, then I'll put. You'd need to format this, make it in the right place. Blah blah blah. I hope you're getting what I'm doing. And then you put that link, the copy that link there, put that back in there. Hello, Jeff. And there we go. Copy in here to make him click this link. Do that. Put that there. And then, oh, you can do it with an embed link actually to make it look nicer. Let me just try that. Um, when I uploaded that image, there was an option to put a link in there, so I could put the link at that point behind this thing. Let me web address. Boink. Okay. Actually, this is a nicer way of doing it, I think. Here is the video. Link behavior. Put it in a new window so they don't go out of the what they're looking at. So sorry, so they do go out, so they don't it doesn't make the email that they're reading disappear. It will come up in another browser window and save. There you go. That's how you do it. So you know, I think, I know that's very kind of long and waffly and stuff, but that's less spammy looking, I'd say, than that is. But yeah, anyway, there you go. That's how you do it. Um, and then they will, when they click on that, let's click on it. Let's see what it will take them to. Uh, that it'll take them to this page, and then they will press on it, and off they go. They can watch your video. Folks, oh, we've run over time. What was that website again, please? Which were are we talking about this one? I'll pop that in the chat. That one. So obviously Google Vids is basically docs.google. So that's workspace. Loom is loom.com. Um, there. Um, yeah, so there you have it. Um, very quickly, a cheeky nudge. If you're into this kind of stuff, oh, sorry, Will's just said, how about just doing a video on your phone? Yeah, you absolutely could do that. Of course. Um, yeah, I mean, and I mean, actually, what you could do, quite well, yeah, you could film it on your phone as long as you've got access to the internet, etc., and you can access Google Vids on your phone, then you can record it like that. Of course, absolutely. Or the alternative is that you would import it off your phone into Google Vids. Obviously, I'm sat down by the computer. That's why I did it like that. So if you're into this kind of stuff, AI, video, all of that kind of stuff, there is a course available, uh, run by me and the lovely folks at Internet Business School. Have a quick look at that page if it is something that you're really interested in using and leveraging for your business. That is the extent of the pitch because we're here to give you information rather than sell you stuff. But just to let you know, if you are wanting to take things like this further, that would be a really good next step for you. In the meantime, though, I'm going to leave you with a couple of free courses that I offer. We talked earlier on about video confidence. If that is something that you're struggling with, then have have a look at that. Basically, make sure that you've got time to do the course because it locks after 48 hours. Okay. As soon as you start it, you have 48 hours to complete it. The reason for that is that I want people to actually do it and then implement it rather than just it's sit on your digital shelf forever. Okay. So yeah, if you are struggling with on-camera confidence and you know really you should be doing it, that's a really, really good place to start. If you're not so much worried about that, but you've got more of a query about how to structure videos and that kind of thing, you may make videos now and you might find that people drop off really quickly. Then have a look at No More Crickets. That is also a free course. And it will fix your retention and it will fix your hooks and get you thinking in a more strategic way about all that. Folks, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate your time. I hope you got loads from this. It was definitely live, wasn't it? With technical technical things. Could that help you if you're doing to do videos on TikTok? Uh, what are you talking about well, are you talking about the courses I've just told you about? Is that what you're referring to? Basically, the courses, the on-camera confidence one and the hook and retention. Uh, it's basically video content is it doesn't matter what platform you're putting them on. All that matters is you're squashing the format slash the structure into a smaller space of time, if that makes sense. You still need a hook, you still need value, you still need a call to action. Okay, if that's what you're after. June, brilliant. I'm so glad that you got stacks from it. Please do make use of those courses. I'd love to help you however I can with your video creating journeys. Listen, have a fantastic afternoon. Take care, and I will see you guys very, very shortly.